Hello everyone, welcome back to Tool Truck Tools where we discuss everything tool truck related. Today we're going to have a couple ratchets to compare here. Today we've got two half-inch ratchets, one from Mac Tools, which is a non-locking flex head. The next one is from Gear Wrench, which is a locking flex head. The Mac Tools option is an 18-inch ratchet. The Gear Wrench option is a 19-inch ratchet. As you can see, they're both comfort grips. We'll go through the comfort grips and they're kind of their differences, but that's going to be a very opinionated portion of it, but I will give my opinion. We'll start with the Gear Wrench option here, or excuse me, the Mac Tools option here. As you can see, the Mac Tools option does say USA there. Does have an on-off indicator here on the switch, on the selector switch. I will say the selector switch is very smooth. The transition from right to left is very, very smooth and engaging. The flex head is very, very good. It is, my opinion, the best of both worlds between just having a rotating flex head like this and the detents, because it does offer a good amount of resistance as you move from one position to the next, but it doesn't have the harshness of the detents. The ratcheting mechanism, and I'll let you hear it here. I would say it's okay. We'll get into the Gear Wrench. This is a Gear Wrench 120 XP version. But this again, one more time for the Mac. I will say this ratchet does have a pretty considerable amount of back drag, with it being a half inch ratchet. That's not as important as it would be with say a 1/4 inch or a 3/8, but still something to note. There is a decent amount of back drag with this ratchet here. Gear wrench option again. This is a 19-inch ratchet, so it's slightly larger. I will say one of the things here with the gear wrench option, you see the deflection there, and that's with minimal resistance. And as you go to transition from position to position, you can hear how clunky it is. Pretty clunky. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's just very clunky. I do like the push button um, locking mechanism for the flex head. A lot of people don't. I actually do. You'll see the play that's involved from each position. Um, doesn't mean it doesn't work, doesn't mean it doesn't function, but it is worth mentioning and just pointing out here that there is, I would say, a considerable amount of play, particularly for something that's going to be under the force of something you would normally use a half-inch ratchet for. It does have your on-off indicators here, which are useful. Transition from position to position is, I would say, even smoother than the Mac Tools. And I'll let you hear this ratcheting mechanism. That's buttery smooth. That 120 XP stuff from Gear Wrench, in my opinion, is as smooth as anything out there, to include Matco, Snap-on, any of them. That 120 XP is a huge upgrade for Gear Wrench. So far as the handles, and this is going to be very opinionated, the Mac tool handle is kind of their historic handle. All the new ratchets are different. Kind of a tapered design. Does allow a pretty good grip. Again, going to be opinionated. Kind of a hard plastic. The gear wrench option, I think, I prefer it. It actually is flat on this side here. Allows you a little better purchase on it, and also has this kind of bowed out at the end here. I actually prefer the gear wrench handle over the Mac handle, but again, that's going to be very opinionated. If you ask 10 different people, you might get 5 different answers because it's going to be a preference choice. Now let's talk about the price. Um, Again, 18-inch flex head, Mac Tools half-inch ratchet, gear wrench half-inch locking flex head, 120 tooth, 120 XP ratchet. List price, and that's all this is our list prices, $264.99 for this option. This option here, I bought this off of Amazon about a year ago. It was $74.22. That was the price that I paid. It's gone up to like $81 or something now. You could buy 3 of these and still have yourself some money to maybe buy a 1/4 inch ratchet left over if you went with the gear wrench option. A couple things to note. We went through the flex on the gear wrench option. I can tell you on the Mac Tools option, it is as solid as can be. There is nothing there. There is no movement whatsoever. Just a much more solid flex head option. On the gear wrench option, again, that's just with hand pressure, and you can even hear it clunking back and forth. The transitions are very clunky. Doesn't mean it's not going to work. Doesn't mean it's not going to perform. The Mac Tools is a much more expensive yet much more refined option. Doesn't mean the gear wrench is a bad option. It means whatever option works for you. Are you willing to pay the price for the refined USA made product, or are you willing to pay the reduced price for an overseas built uh, option that is still going to perform very well? That the choice is up to you. Just pointing out the facts there. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for joining Triple T. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.